So as a mortgage lender on YouTube, I get a lot of panicked calls. I get calls from people who are really close to closing on a purchase and they're discovering that their lender is not who they thought they were. It is heartbreaking every single time. The last few weekends have been really rough. That's usually when these calls come through. And of course, if you guys are having trouble and you're scared, I am gonna call you on a Saturday or a Sunday. I might call you at 10 o'clock at night. If you're texting me at 10 p.m. and you're freaking out, if you're texting, I might call. So I'm gonna tell you that right now, be aware. Don't be surprised if I'm like, dude, what's up? Give it to me now, let's go. And it's because in situations where you guys are seeing stuff go sideways, we want to help if we can. Or if we can't help, we wanna try to help you get the lender, what they need to close, or in certain circumstances, there's nothing we can do. And that's the worst time, okay? And I saw that recently. So recently we had a gal came to us and she said, look, something's wrong with this lender. He's changing everything up. Can he do this? And my first question was, do you have a locked loan estimate? Let me repeat that again. Do you have a locked loan estimate? Okay, if you are buying a house, I want you guys to Google what a loan estimate is. I have an article that I'll put in here where I explain, I was interviewed, where I explain how to read a loan estimate. This is so critical. I cannot stress it enough, because unless that loan estimate is locked, things can change. Okay, and big things. So in this gal's case, basically what had happened is the guy was doing a super specialized program, which he didn't know anything about. Okay, and it's such a specialized program, I don't know much about it. I got an expert in to help decipher what the heck had happened. And so he had originally misquoted her completely wrong for it. So the rate was wrong, the origination was wrong, everything was wrong. So she was in contract to buy this house thinking this is what her payment was gonna be. And then 10 days before her close, he goes, no, you don't qualify for that program. And she's a smart woman. So she does all the research. She's like, yeah, I do. Well, the reason she didn't qualify for that program is because the rate and the origination charge that he would have to charge for that program were so significantly higher that would have been the tipping point. Okay. And so now she's, 10 days from closing. The interest rate is higher than what she thought. It's a different program than what she thought. Everything is changing and it's all for the negative, okay? It's messed up. It's a situation we couldn't save, because the bottom line is what he gave her originally, that loan estimate that was not locked, was not a reflection of reality. It would be like if a lender gave you a loan estimate for 2% lower than what it should be for the program, because that's what happened. So how can you guys protect yourselves? Because you're like, geez, Jen, you're saying she's super smart. She is super smart. And she knew that program better than he did. And what happened is that program referred him to her. So of course she thought he knew what he was doing. Like, how could she know? So what can you do? Okay, because you're like, that's terrifying. She's smart, they were referred, we're just screwed, we're all hosed. Not necessarily. So I want you guys, if you guys are buying a house and you're thinking that you're getting a rate and your payment's gonna be something, I want you to look at that loan estimate and verify that it is locked. Okay, and it tells you right at the top hand right side of the loan estimate whether it's locked or not. And if it's not checked as locked, anything can change. Okay, and you may be like, well, it's not locked, but he said no. It's not locked, but she said absolutely not. I don't care who they are. Look, some of the most charming people in the world are sociopaths. Right? We know this, think the serial killers, right? Some of the most successful serial killers, oh my God, how am I putting those words together? Yeah, some of the most successful serial killers are incredibly charming and people liked them. Oh, I'm so sorry, he was so nice. He used to let my children out. Right? Okay. So same thing with lenders. They may be nice, they may be charming, they may be sociopaths, right? So you're going to verify that your loan estimate is locked. And if it's not locked, you're going to say, hey, why isn't this locked? What is my rate now? I want to lock it. And sometimes people go, oh, well, the lender said it would be better if I waited and this or that. Waited for what? right? You want to nail this stuff down, because the last thing you want to be is 10 days before closing and having the rug pulled out of you and your costs double, okay? In her case, her closing costs went from $200 to over $6,000, guys. And lenders can do this. This is what you need to understand. Until you are locked, your protections are very minimal. So I want to encourage you guys to think about locking immediately. And you may go, well, won't my lender just lock me? No, they won't. Not necessarily. No, I rarely. The only time I will lock a buyer without talking to them or having someone on my team talk to them who's licensed is if the rates are at a point and they're about to go up. If I can't get a hold of that person and I see rates are moving up, I may lock it just as a preventative measure to protect them. But otherwise, I'm talking with them. And what some of these lenders do is they'll go, well, you never told me to lock. Like, you're supposed to know, right? So I want you guys to be really active in that conversation with your lender, talking about locking. I want you to verify the loan estimates. Even if they say you're locked, you need to check. I cannot stress this enough. A locked loan estimate really is the best form of protection you can have as a buyer. Now, once again, we are talking about a locked loan estimate once you're in contract. If you're doing something like lock and roll with us, you will see the first day of the contract that yes, indeed, we did lock it like we said, and it's exactly what we said it would be. So I hope this video has been helpful. I will have a link to that article. As always, let me beat the mic. As always, I am licensed in 48 states to do mortgages, everywhere but Utah and Rhode Island. It is not for any reason except I have been lazy. So 48 states, I'd love to help you guys out. Please feel free to reach out. Thanks.